Hello, this is Kathleen from Grosgrain, and this entire week I'm going to be redoing aspects of my bedroom that have to do with sewing and embellishments. Today I'm going to be doing a blind for my window. As you can see, my original curtains were messy, they looked shabby, and they just didn't lay well against the wall. So what I went for instead this time was a retractable blind that moves up and down. And all I did was buy a plain, simple, white vinyl blind at the Home Depot for about $5 or $6 and had them cut it down to the correct size. And then I added a Grosgrain ribbon around the perimeter in this neat little pattern. And it seems really simple enough, but there's actually a lot of math and measuring involved. However, for you, I made a little diagram that shows you all the measurements that you need to make this exact pattern in this way around a vinyl blind. So let's get started. Alright, what you want to do first is measure the corners here and here and here and here and here on your vinyl. So first you're going to measure the first up, which is 8 inches and 3 inches over. That's the first corner here. So 8 inches up is here. And you want to use a pencil. I couldn't find a pencil, but obviously a pencil is best because you can erase whatever marks you make. Make a mark at 8 and then over at 3 here. And then make a little corner so you can see where you want your fabric to twist. After you make that corner, you want to make probably this corner down here. And for this corner, you can see you want to measure up 5 inches and over 6 inches. 6 inches in between here. So over 6 and up 5. Let's do the 5 inches first. And then over 6. I almost got it exact. Right there. Okay, now you want to probably do this corner here. So what you want to do is take the measurement from this to this, which would be 12 inches. And also from here to here, or I'm sorry, here to here, which would be 8 inches. So 8 inches over, 12 inches over and 8 inches down. Let's do the 8 first. 8, and then 12. So now you have that corner. Now what you want to do is measure these two corners. The same way you measured the other two. You can see this is 12 inches over and 14 inches up. 14 inches up. 12 inches over. And then this last corner here would be 6 inches over and 14 inches up. Okay, now, one more corner. I missed this one right here, which would be 6 inches over and 8 inches up. 6 inches over and 8 inches up. Okay, now that you have all those corners laid out, you want to take your ribbon here and start gluing. Get my hot glue. Alright. Now when you make your first mark, you don't want to put the ribbon right up to the edge because you want, when it goes all around, you want it to end here, so you don't want to have to see something sticking out. So I recommend starting to glue right before the corner there. And then what you want to do is just follow the lines as your guide and fold to the edge of your corner and make hot glue marks. Oh, I have this on low. You definitely want to keep it straight because that is what's going to make it look professional in the end, which is why we're doing all this measuring in the first place. Alright, now when you get to your corner, what you want to do is fold it over so you get a nice crisp corner instead of something with a slant. You want to fold it over, and then you want to make a triangle here and glue, and then fold it in a triangle up like this so that you have a mitered corner in your ribbon. You want to kind of get rid of all that glue, and then you want to glue it underneath so that it sticks down, and there you have a corner. And then you just want to go around the whole perimeter doing it the same way you did. You have to move on down to the right hand side. So in order to do that, an easy way to figure out the new measurements is to just flip your diagram to the side. Now the only measurements that are going to change now are the 5 and the 3. This will be 3 and this will be 5. You just have to keep that in mind. So now what you want to do is measure 5 inches from the bottom, and as you can see I've already made my marks 5 inches from the bottom. Now you don't want to go all the way to the side because as you can see in the diagram it ends just before the edge. So you want to measure 6 inches over from the side because it's an extra 3 here and then 3 here. So you measure 6 inches from the side and then 5 inches up, and this is your new corner. So what you want to do then is just take your glue and glue your ribbon all the way down until you get to the new corner. That's going to go over the edge. If you have glue that accidentally goes over the edge like that, I recommend not wiping it with your finger because it's just going to look white. Instead, just try to let it dry like that, and then when
now
it's
you can try to peel it off, like I had said before. I've gotten it that far, and then you can either just try to peel it off like this or cut it off with scissors. Anyway, you get the idea. So once that is finished, you just go about measuring your corners the same way you did in the beginning, starting with probably, I would start with this one and then go counterclockwise, taking all these corners. The outside, you always want to do the outside corners and then line the outside of your ribbon up with the measurements on the outside. It's just easier that way. And then after you're finished doing that, follow the ribbon up to the top of your roll. And you want to measure the length of your window. It like this may be too confusing for you because even though these are the only 2 measurements that change, it affects these larger ones outside. So what I would suggest is to flip it over like this, and you can see the measurements.
When you're measuring how far up the blind you want to go, you have to remember that most blinds, like these standard ones that are only $5 or $6, come in about a 72 length. And if your window is smaller than 72 inches, you don't want the top of your design to be hidden, so you don't want to go all the way to the top of the blind. What you want to do is measure just a little bit. All you want to do is
measure from where your roll would be hanging, right here, down to the bottom, which would be right here, and mine is 50 inches. Now, you don't want to measure from the very top because you need some space for the roll to wind. Otherwise, your curtain, or I mean your blind, won't roll. You need to give it some space at the top. So, measure from where you think the bottom of the roll would be to the bottom of the window, 50 inches. Use that measurement for your next. So now that you have that new measurement, you want to measure 50 inches from the bottom to the top of your curtain and draw a line. This is going to be your new line at the top. This is where you don't want to cross. Make mine butt up against the top. But if you want to leave some space, like you did at the bottom of the curtain, then just subtract 5 inches like you did at the bottom, and then start your corner earlier than later. Last corner. All you want to do is measure 3 inches from the side and make your marks the whole way down until you reach where you started. And then glue it the whole way down. Cut, then fold over, and glue in place so it looks nice and crisp. Now you're ready to hang your blind. What you want to keep in mind is that your blind is now going to be thicker. So when you hang it up on the wall and screw in the brackets, you want to leave enough room so that the blind can move up and down freely. Now I'm going to screw in the brackets. I want to place the screw about this far down so that the roll has enough room on top, and this far out so that it has enough room in the back of it as well. Now, once you have your blind up, if it doesn't roll up when you pull it, if it just goes up a little bit, then what you do is let it go as high as it'll go, then remove it from the hook and hand roll it, and then place it back on, and it should be extra tight so that when you pull it down again, it'll spring back up much better. Alright, and there it is, finished. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Stay tuned tomorrow for